Hello to you all. I'm back again. It's 4th of February 2019 to share with you some things that I received from the Lord last night. But first I'd like to start with a dream or a vision that I had in April 2017 because I believe they're linked. And what it was I was inside looking outside a ranch slider door, and then very suddenly a man approached me at supersonic speed from the outside and came to the door. And I had an absolute fright when I saw this vision because it felt threatening having somebody moving so quickly towards me. Now the man was neat and tidy. He would have been late 30s, early 40s. He had just a slight amount of grey in his hair. He had a closely cropped beard and short hair, dark hair, and he was wearing contemporary clothing. And I didn't feel threatened when I thought about the person after the vision because I just felt he was a good man. But what I said to the Lord was, Lord, he moved so quickly. He came at me and I was just frightened because of the speed. And then I realized what the Lord was showing me was that he was coming to the door to get his bride very quickly. And so now I will move on to last night's visions because they relate to this. So last night, brothers and sisters, I had prayed to the Lord before going to sleep, and I had asked him, please can you refresh and revive my belief that you are coming quickly. Because over the period of 2 years, he has given me several words and visions about his soon appearance. But it seems such a long time when we're waiting, and I just felt like I needed some encouragement. And what I received were 2 visions of a man walking very purposefully, striding in fact. Sorry about the shadow. He was walking on a mission, and the person that I saw was the same man that I saw in 2017. Very similar to this, closely cropped beard, short hair, and very contemporary dress, but a very tidy and presentable person, and but I believe it was the same person. And this person, as I said, was striding in a hurry, and he appeared from my left and walked across to my right, and I saw no background. I was purely focused on the man. And what the emphasis was his speed. Now, as a reinforcement of this vision, about several hours later, I guess, I saw the same vision repeated. And this time, the man was walking from my right across my vision to the left, so from the opposite side, but exactly the same pose, a man in a hurry on a mission. Now, brothers and sisters, what I believe the Lord is saying here is, don't worry, yes, I am still coming and I am working quickly at the task at hand. And so it was an encouragement. And I'd like to read some scripture from Revelations. So this is Revelations chapter 3, verses 11. And it says, I am coming soon. Keep safe what you have, so that no one will rob you of your victory. And that is the Lord speaking. As you can see, the words are in red. He says, I am coming soon. And I think that thing about robbing us of our victory is very appropriate for the other visions that he gave me last night. So what I saw next was completely different, but it is linked. So I saw a vision that woke me, which is often what happens because it gives me a startle and I wake. What I saw were these beautiful birds here. They're called kereru, or native wood pigeons in New Zealand. And they are massive birds. They're fat, and very heavy. And we have them in our garden often because we have a lot of native bush around. And what I saw were 3 birds, and they were flying towards the same windows where the ranch slider was in the first vision in April. And what happened was these 3 birds hit the window with such an impact that they fell on the deck just outside the door where the man appeared in the first vision. and they were stunned, and they were lying on the ground. And suddenly I was not in the room, but I was outside on the deck looking at them, and one of the very large birds was being attacked by a cat. And that was the vision, brothers and sisters. And now I'd like to explain to you what I feel the Lord was showing us. These particular birds, the wood pigeons, are renowned for becoming a little drunk on fermented berries in the late summer. They gorge themselves, they're gluttonous with the berries, and suddenly the alcohol limit in their body makes them very, well, drunk. And a couple of times we have experienced them actually flying into the windows, and they have left an imprint of oil from their feathers in the flying pose on our windows. Now this hasn't happened for a few years, but in the vision I believe this is what has happened. The birds were drunk on the berries, and they were unable to stay alert and aware of their surroundings. And instead of actually seeing where they were flying, they were just flying randomly and hit the window. And this speaks to us, and I will share more in a minute. And here we are. This is my diary writing that I wrote up this morning about my thoughts for this. And as you can see, I've put my thoughts after waking is that this may symbolize how we can be like drunk pigeons on fermented berries. We can be gluttonous to worldly things, and once intoxicated, we are prone to falling and crashing, just like the birds. Once we are injured, we are weakened and open to attack from evil. And as I've said here, it surprised me that the cat attacked the large bird over the small one, and maybe somebody's got something to say about that. I wasn't sure what to think of that, but it did surprise me. And then there are some scriptures which I felt were really relevant, and as you can see they're there if you want to look at them later, but I might read a couple. So everyone, this is 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8, and what it says is, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil walks about like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. We can read verse 9 also, resist him, steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same sufferings are experienced by your brotherhood in the world. So I think that lion is represented by the cat that attacked the pigeon. And when we are low, when we've let our focus go on the Lord, and when we've stopped really seeking him, we can have these incidents that bring us down, and we can fall, and that's when the roaring lion can come and devour. So we need to stay alert. That's what I'm trying to say, because I think that's what I feel the Lord is saying to us. And here we have Mark 14 verse 38, and this is when the disciples were watching and waiting for the Lord while he was praying, just before he was handed over to the enemy. And what verse 38 says is, keep watch and pray that you will not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And finally, brothers and sisters, this made me think of how we should be praying the Lord's Prayer daily. And that's something I try and really apply in my own life. When I say my prayers each day to the Lord, usually before I go to bed, it seems to be a good time for me. I always pray the Lord's Prayer, and particularly these words, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. And that is what the Lord is showing us today, I believe, in that we've got to stay sober, focused and alert, because he is coming soon. And so we need to be ready, and we need to make sure that we are not getting our focus away from the Lord. So just an encouragement to try and just stay away from the distractions that are all around us, and to stay with our thoughts on the Lord and what He wants for us right now. So brothers and sisters, I hope you find these things encouraging and challenging, and I will be trying to stay more alert myself. So once again, stay in prayer. Bless you, brothers and sisters. Bye for now.